So I am going to take you to a journey, actually. It's a narration, and I am not a historian today. I am a narrator. Historians have to be very careful about data, and they need to check. My information today is some of my memory. I open the drawer and see, oh, why we did that. We wrote that report. We did that program. So let's spend 20 minutes taking you to the history of Syracuse University WiSE program. Okay? There are 3 doors here. These are 3 different buildings on the campus. The left-hand side is so-called, we call Hall of Music, and I didn't know that it is really John Krause Memorial College for Women. So that door we will open and we will go and look at the history past. I'm going to take you past. Second door is a building of Hall of Languages. We know that part. As a civil engineer, I know that building has limestone from Onondaga County. And I always ask students to go and see that. Here my geologist colleagues are, yes, we have to talk about it. That building was the only building for 14 years, was the only building on the campus, okay? And next building is New House, which you can say built in 1960, designed by I.M. Pei. It's not really the modern, but still compared to other building, it is a modern. And we will open the door and go to the future. My definition of present and past and future is little not like a scientist. So when I'm going to talk about past, I'm going to take you to 1800 and bring you to 1994. And my present is 18 years long. So today I'm non-scientist and I'm non-engineer. And present starts from today, okay? So let's open the first door, okay? We are looking very far back, and here are some of the women who graduated from Syracuse University in 1800. Chancellor just mentioned the first woman who received a medical degree from Syracuse University when we had medical program in 1876. She was one of the 4 women in the country to have a medical degree. Second woman is actually biologist, Cornelia Clapp. She came to Syracuse University and did PhD, and Syracuse University was one of the very few universities at that time to give admission to women. And Kate, she had a fish tank and she did research on the fish. Third woman here is Ruby Toy, and has been an analytical chemist and has done extraordinary work. And I just want to, there was an article, Karan, you were stated in that article. I want to just read one statement from that article. She said, we do not need to be viewed as black scientists or Negro scientists or Afro-American scientists. We need to be just accepted simply as a scientist. And none of these adjectives are needed. And I think this really, I am sure many of us feel that way. I'm going to take you to 2 undergraduate students who graduated from Syracuse University. First is, I think difficult to read, Nina Fedorov, and Ramesh has some collaboration with her. She is very well known for her work in biology, and everybody known about Eileen Collins, who graduated from math and economics. Now we come to College of Engineering and Computer Science, and in 1928, there was no College of Computer Science and Engineering. It was College of Applied Science, and first woman undergraduate who graduated was Helen Brown. And I found that from limited information, she took courses in civil engineering and was very well known for her bridge design. And then we come to really, next year is coming back to 1977. where we had another sanitary engineer, deals with water, and she graduated, was first woman to graduate in 1977. We come back to, I think we missed that one. I'm going to go back. Okay. There are two faculty members which are in the bottom. I found out that in College of Engineering, Dr. Ying Yang was the first woman faculty member in electrical engineering, and she was in that college for almost 30 years. And I think, again, here is, I'm not a historian, but I'm sure before actually Marilyn Kerr, there were some faculty member, but Marilyn Kerr was earlier faculty member in biology and made a very important contribution. Okay, so we are going to move to 1996 to 2004, jumping it here. So how did the WiSE program really started? And in 1996, women in the Senate found that there were very few faculty members in STEM. And Diane Murphy, who's right here, and Preeti Ramamurthy and Catherine Newton wrote a proposal for a STEM program. And I know that was not funded, but at least the awareness was raised. Now, in 1997, and some of us may remember, there were Dean Jensen and Dean Bogus who arranged a lunch for STEM women faculty. Eleonora, I don't know you remember. We all met each other first time, and we didn't know what was the purpose of the lunch, but we were happy to meet each other. And at the part of the result, actually, lunch resulted in Catherine Newton and I were appointed as a co-facilitator for seeing what kind of program do we really need at Syracuse University. So for next 1 year, we did lots of meetings and lunches and cooked food and brought food and met and wrote a report. And this report is 1999 report. We can find a copy of that. That report had 3 parts. We said we need bring prominent women scientists and scholars to campus to really look at the dynamic presence. And Dr. Virginia Valiant was one of that speaker almost 10 years ago. We also thought it is very important idea to get some program for undergraduate students, okay? And then we need to continue to recruit more women faculty in STEM area, okay? Now, it was just, we had very little money, probably $1,000 or $500. We had a tiny, tiny room on the second floor of Link, 1 undergraduate student as a part of the WiSE program. In 2000, I received a Meredith fellowship, and at that time, faculty had to do a project. And my project, obviously, was WiSE Learning Community and mentoring program. So 3 years, lots of programs were done for STEM women in engineering, connecting them to professional group of engineers and scientists. There are many, many faculty. I see Gina here, all helping, and these programs. We had a wonderful time connecting undergraduate students to the local practicing engineers and scientists. In 2001, we lost one of our wonderful colleagues, Norma Specky. She was known to have a passion to involve undergraduate in her research, and as a part of, to remember Norma, her family and friends established an endowment. And that really resulted in what we call Norma Specky Memorial Award, Research Award, and Seminar. And since that, we have brought 17 prominent scholars from all over the country as a Norma Specky Memorial Lecture and given awards to numerous students, particularly 17 students every year. And these students, if we look back and see what they are doing, is just amazing. So now we are going to open the second door. So this is a long period of what I call it present. okay? And this door is going to start from 2004 to 2015. So in 2004, we thought it might be a good idea to assess what we are doing for last 5 years. Is it really working? And we met and we looked at that. Lots of people worked on that. And we found that we should continue to bring women scholars because it gives chance to faculty from women and men to get together, to meet these prominent scholars. We strongly believe that we must continue program for undergraduate students, but there was a really effort or question needed that we need to continue some program developed for graduate students. In 2007, I think, we worked with graduate school and did assessment from graduate students' point of view and see what kind of program would the students would like to know. And that started what we call a WiSE FPP program. And so WiSE FPP program it started in 2008. And this program is a little bit different, the graduate school FPP program, because women, particularly in engineering and sciences, are not always looking for academic career. Many of them go to industry. So our WiSE FPP program was a little different from that, but it was in collaboration with graduate school, and it still is in collaboration with graduate school, and I thank you, Peter, from behalf of WiSE. The first group of students they were only 15 or 12 students, and I was looking back, these students, where are they? Many of them are faculty member, research scientists, and leading to the big companies and doing extraordinary work. So I think that is the first one. Remember, we published our work to share what people are WiSE FPP program, and then everybody knew that we need to have some program for postdoc. And the first small program started in 2009. It was a small group of postdocs, but I think if you recognize this very tiny picture, but one of the postdoc is now a faculty member here, Dr. Shikha Nagia, one of the best hire in the college actually, was in the postdoc program. Then SU Advance happened, okay? We didn't get this grant in the first trial. We wrote second time. Karan just talked about it. SU grant was really focused on faculty. It was not about student. Fortunately, we continued all the program for student. And if I think back 5 years or 7 years of advance, there were lots of program. We were fortunate to hire Murray Garland. Dr. Murray Garland is here, and right here. Thank you, Murray. And Cal Astle is here. There are many people who worked for a long time on these programs, and there were programs for faculty. So I just highlight that. What was wonderful that we were able to continue programs at the same time for undergraduate students. Now, here is what this program WiSE is a little different than others. There was a student in chemistry, Karan, I don't remember name, but she came to us and she said, this is a woman of color, that we need a program for women of color. And this is the student. She had a great ideas, and not only just the ideas, she was willing to work on these ideas. And this is what started in 2014, our program of women of color. And so I think what you see that in that these ideas were not coming from one group of people. They were coming from students. They were coming from faculty of all range. And Don Johnson, one of our colleagues who couldn't be here today, took a lead in developing this program and is still taking lead on this program. I'm taking you to a little bit closer to present, which is 2015 and now. When Advance was almost over, we were really in we means many of us had a lot of meeting to see what element of the program is really important, what we want to keep. So we have not only looked at those faculty program, we looked at also the programs for undergraduate, graduate, and postdoc. And we really clearly thought that programs we had for undergraduate, graduate, they were really outstanding, so we must keep it. But we kept a couple of programs for faculty, much smaller scale than what we have in advance. And these were for mentoring support, capacity building, and additional junior faculty, and so on. We started WiSE very early on a tea ceremony, tea reception. But for 2 years, we had a wonderful tea reception in Chancellor's House. Thanks, Dr. Chen. And you will see many, many slides of that events in the slideshow. Great. During this time, I'm just taking you this present a little bit faster. We had a program for undergraduate student and research. Now, this is again evidence of how did it come about. We found that many undergraduate students, both men and women, when they have a partial support for summer, it's not enough for them to stay here for summer. So whatever small amount of money we left that particular year, we all thought we should supplement that support. And that year we supported 17 students who were doing research in wide areas of STEM. And so this shows, again, the need was there and we had little resources and we were able to fulfill that. During this time, I'm taking you in 2019, there were programs in FPP increased, number increased, and WiSE postdoc program, although small, but became a really strong program. And Dr. Johnson and Kate Lewis and Sharon published the work for women and science in a chapter in a book. Then COVID hits, okay? COVID happens. So what can we do then? We had, by the time, an extraordinary person, Amanda Lettre, okay? She's somewhere in this room, right? She had all the skills you need to run a program in remote, okay? You can't find a better person. During the start of COVID, our number of programs increased, and what we really found interesting, that participation also increased. These programs were full of that. And so then you see that there was need for people to connect remotely. And so for 2020 and 21, number of program increased, not exponentially, but linearly, and the number of interest and in creating new programs increased. We had a program for undergraduate, a little bit similar to graduate student. We had number of students participating, undergraduate student. We continue the programs all different level. So I am actually, so let me talk about in 2021, we brought a speaker back on campus. She is our alumni. She gave a very good presentation of too creative for a scientist. And I just learned yesterday from Dr. Michelle Wheatley that our alumni has now actually, I'm just reading it, is she's among 120 scientists whose statues is scattered in the National Mall of DC. If you Google it, you'll find it. So thank you, Michelle. Okay, we should put it on that, our website. So what did we do in 2022, which is this year? We spent a lot of time preparing for this event. We also were a wonderful time to meet our provost, Dr. Ritter, and our vice provost. And what we find that, Kate and I found that it was really wonderful to really make these presentations, WiSE presentation, to all three of you. And Dr. Ritter, I think we were just shocked that when you agreed to give money on the first meeting, and either we were so good or we really want to thank you for that. I think we feel very confident raising money, actually, right? Too confident. So 2020 really started and ended with this great things. So what is future? What is future? So before we talk about future, let me show you a very busy slide. Okay. I had fun working on this slide. So what do we have here? In last 22 years, we have created wonderful programs for undergraduate students. We have a program for graduate students. We have a program for postdoctoral. And so what is overarching goals for that? So preparing our students the best we can do to go to the real world. And you will hear from many of us, some of them are coming back, and you will see yourself how great job actually all of us collectively have done. What about faculty, which are sitting in the corner there? We started with 22 years, maybe 40 or 45 faculty in STEM. Now we have over 200 STEM women faculty, both tenure track and tenured. So we have created something right here. We should be all very proud of it. And this creation really welcomes faculty. We do lose faculty. We have two faculty we invited back, Laura Lust and Christina Marchetti. When we invited them back, they were happy to come back, I hope. And so it's perfectly fine. We are going to lose some, but what they go with is the wonderful, the climate which we talk about, that here. The programs grow because of ideas, and ideas are little like plants. They have grown with time, and they have to be deep-rooted, seated. I'm a geotech and deal with soil, and I know about roots. These trees and ideas only grew because we had a support from our chancellor, our provost, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, and engineering has been supportive for starting with few $100s to more amount. And so I think future, if this continues with our wonderful colleagues and some new colleagues, I think future looks wonderful. It will not be in the shape and type which I have showed you. I even don't know what the programs may look like. And so now I think this is important to acknowledge, and this event, what really took this event. These are all the contributors, starting from Chancellor Sevru to Provost Dr. Ritter, College of Arts and Science, College of Engineering and Computer Science, and every college and every department and Bioinstitute Humanities Center provided support. And I think we got very good at it. So not that we are going to continue, but support came. Everybody we asked, they were more than happy to provide support. And my last slide is lots of people here. These are all the colleagues, faculty. This is our program. I'm not going to name all the name of the faculty member, but I do want to acknowledge the center blue line, okay? Two key people in that is Miss Sharon Alastalo and Amanda Lettre, okay? So I want to acknowledge all the work they have done for this event. And I want to acknowledge all the students, many of them are here. They have worked very hard. And not only worked hard, I think in my impression, they were happy to work hard. So that is very, very important. Somebody asked me, I've been part of this narration is not my story. This is a story of WiSE. somebody did ask me, what did you gain from this experience? So I think it's time, sometime you reflect. And when I think about colleagues, I don't think about my department colleagues, which are wonderful, but I think about colleague in biology, chemistry, physics, electrical engineering. And I think if we can create that kind of climate that we don't think about colleagues, I think it helps not only faculty, but it helps great deal to our students. So thank you.